Welcome to the bold analysis. There are many conspiracy theories that government is coming up with, or rather is pursuing in respect to Gen Z, in respect to the Gen Z led protest in the country. And this is what I want us to look at, because a senior politician and a very strong public servant, a big civil public servant in the Kenya Kwanza administration, was arrested on Saturday night. At the time, even the government spokesman is talking about those who he thinks are behind the protest. But why are also the police divided on this critical issue of Nairobi protest? Before we look at that, I'm shooting this video at 8. This is 8:42. I have 29,730. I've spoken to the mother, to Evans, so I will be going there. I think he's going to church, so I will be going there at around 2:30. So if I leave 2:30, probably around 3. So if you can send in a contribution before 3, I'll be glad. I said if I would make 50, I would really be glad. So what I'll get by then, around 21 or so remaining, I'll be glad so that I can also take to them. What I've confirmed, the place is called, I must get, otherwise I'm not going to pronounce it well. I must get, is called Karabaine. Yes, Karabaine is in Kiambu County. I don't know specifically, Nikishafika Kiambu town I can get, but someone who is also privy to that area can also tell us. So we can also meet at that Karabaine place, but the other meeting point is, we can meet at Karabaine, that Karabaine place. So kindly, let's send in those who are saying Kevin will send today. I'll be glad if we can do that before Satisa, so that by the time I will be going there with the few friends we shall have found, tutapeleka hata hiyo kidogo kidogo tutakuwa tumepata. That is a discussion I said we must be part of it. Now, this is Mwenje, my former member of parliament, Mark Mwenje, explaining what exactly happened in Lavington.
Go. My name is Mark Mwenje, MP, Embakasi West, and I'm the Deputy Minority Whip, Azimio. We are here, Lavington, Kilimani. My friend Leslie Muturi, son to Justin Muturi, AG, has just been hijacked by the police here on the road. I was the one following him. This is his car. Take the video. These are my friends who are right here.
Can you close the door?
I'm following him. Yeah, and the police who have taken him, we are here and we are going to find you guys. Release him right now. We've informed everybody in this Nairobi. This video we are sharing with everyone. Gen Z, help us find Leslie Muturi.
Yes. Find
Leslie Muturi. We need to find him this guy.
Find him.
He's been hijacked.
Yes.
Na hiyo mfala tutaki. Leo tulali. And the cops are telling us they don't know where he is. The guys who've taken him are cops. And I'm the one who've seen it. It's a white hardtop Land Cruiser, the old ones. We saw you guys, you're dressed black, in combat. We know you guys who've taken, we have the plates. Release Leslie Muturi right now.
Leslie is the son to Attorney General of Republic of Kenya, A.G. Muturi. And someone wonders how the son of Attorney General is arrested amongst this. And the way Mark Mwenje is talking, it's something linked to the protests. Remember, there's been a big discussion in this country, and I'm just telling you that it could be beyond the finance bill scope. But one of the things that Kenya Kwanza team, one of the theories they've been advancing is that it is school kids who are actually leading the protests. So just a bit of it, it will be a gangster. I've not seen a reaction from the family, but I strongly believe that the son of A.G. Muturi, I don't know how he can be arrested without I don't get it. Maybe someone can explain. But I want to read you a version of that. But that is the development that have just come. Was arrested last night, hijacked, according to what they are saying. And in front of an MP, while in the same convoy with an MP, it's a bit interesting to see how that goes. And the people who hijacked him, they left the car. They did not go with his car. Now, yesterday I also realized that government spokesman Isaac Mwaura, after spending better part of the day in that Twitter chat, in that tweet chat that was going on better part of Saturday during the day, he released a video. He did a video in the afternoon, and in this video, amongst the other things that the government spokesperson is alleging, is that there could be some foreign enemies. Now, the same day there was Raila is funding mandamanos. That is what Nani was saying. That is what Cherargei was saying in Kapsabet back in Nandi. The same day, the Twitter government bloggers were also saying that there are some other civil society organizations that are around it. And now, the government spokesman is now changing a position. He's saying, Ruto has traveled abroad and has created many enemies, maybe many friends, and maybe some countries are uncomfortable with it. And I don't know, but in fact, he was even alluding to the speech that Ruto made in Russia. So he's saying, this thing could be funded by Russia,
tuko na nia kubwa sana, my good people. Tuko na nia kubwa sana ya ku make sure kwamba tunasonga mbele, tunawasikiza pale tumekosoa mtu kosoe, lakini tusifanye hivyo at the expense of our country. Majenzi, tafadhali mnisikize, kwa sababu kuna vile nimesikiza hii kelele nikasikiza, na kuna watu wako genuine na ndio wengi ambao wanauliza maswali genuine, lakini kuna ka group kako mahali ambao nikiangalia kwa umbali could be even there is a foreign hand into this whole issue. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu president wetu ameongea very clearly mambo mengi sana international. Amesema lazima tuhakikishe kwamba tunakonda climate change. Juzi nimekuwa nikiwabrief hapa mambo ya El Nino, ingine ikaingia mambo ya mvua. Hiyo ni kwa sababu ya climate change. Tunakufa hapa, watu hata hawezi kaenda mashule. That is something we need to have a conversation on at the global level. Sasa yeye amerally the whole of Africa, imekuja pamoja, watu wengine pengine wafurahi. Juzi amesema mambo ya Russian invasion. Akasema inatusumbua hata kuweza kupata hata ngangano ile tunapata kutoka Russia huko, kwa sababu produce ya kutosha hapa Kenya. Ime disrupt hiyo. Pia kuna watu wako na ngori na hiyo. Ukiangalia kama ni story na this issue of kusema kwamba de-dollarization, kwa sababu dola ikiwa ndio iko na nguvu inachukua nguvu zote za uchumi. Akasema tutafute infrastructure mpya ya financing internationally. Those guys who are abroad and who are here locally financially, you understand, the financial architecture is such that if you get a loan from Africa or developing countries, you pay even 8 times more than somebody from a developing country, and that makes it extremely difficult for people to actually pay those loans. That's why we are in the debt trap. Tunachukua 48%, tuita hata 50% ya ile tumecollect, alafu inaenda kulipa hawa wasi. So hawezi wakataka tutoke kwa hiyo utumwa. Tuchunge sana watu wetu. President aidha akuja amevizitiwa hapa na 52 president wakiwa waoni kama yeye ni kiongozi. Huyu ndiye tulichagua, na by the way acha tuseme tu kweli na nisidanganye. Unajua tumeingia tu power ni miaka 2 hivi. Bado hatujafika ndipo. It takes a lot of time to change things around, kwa sababu pale tulikuwa tulikuwa kwa shimo, bado tunaendelea kutoka. There could be 1 or 2 issues ambazo sio nzuri, lakini nataka tusemezane, tuongeleshane, watu waseme ni wapi pa kubabaya, tuone vile tunaweza kusongesha nchi. Otherwise mimi nawapenda sana. I was very very happy to listen to you. Hata kama wengine walinitusi hapo kidogo hivyo, hiyo ni kawaida, tumezoea. Na tuongee kwa lugha tu ya heshima, tuache kukoseana heshima. Mimi nikuheshimu, wewe pia uniheshimu, because by the end of the day, after all is said and done, we want a strong country. Na tuwezi kufika mahali to destabilize nchi kama huko Libya, ile Arab Spring na huko Egypt na kadhalika. Let us not also go that direction, because hatuwezi tukazungumziana. If truly tunataka kuzungumziana, let's sit down and work together. Asanteni sana, nawapenda sana. And nitasema kwa kabisa, Kenya ni nchi nzuri, ni nchi ya rutuba, ni nchi ya amani. Tuwe watu wazalendo, tupende nchi yetu ya Kenya kabisa. Kenya ni nchi ambayo inaweza kusonga mbele. Angalia kama sasa dola yetu Dola yetu ndio the pesa yetu ndio the strongest currency in Argentina, the global withstand against the dollar. Hiyo inakwambia nini? Kwa sababu tuna good economics tunajaribu kufanya hapa. Imeshuka from 160 to 128 bob sahi. Hakuna currency ime appreciate hivyo. Tume lose over 32 bob. Sahi ukiangalia kama ni mambo ya unga kweli imesharudi 100 bob. Hiyo cooking oil imerudi chini. Tume reduce hizi bidhaa za tusidanganyane by the way. Sasa kile tunafanya sana kama ni mambo ya housing ndio tujengee watu manyumba, pia watu wakuwe na nyumba nzuri, lakini we make jobs out of that. Kama niyo free healthcare inakuja kupitia hiyo, ndio uliona watu wakijaribu kusabotage hiyo maneno yote na kadhalika. We listen to you. Madaktari tulikuja tukasikizana. Wale ambao bado kuna kitu tutaweza kusikizana. Let us talk to one another. Tusemezane kwa sababu hii nchi ni kubwa na ni nchi ambayo tunapenda. Kenya itasimama, Kenya itainuka kwa umoja na uzalendo. Mimi ni mzalendo. Je, wewe?
And he's a government spokesperson. I am just wondering why he's also giving his speech, or rather his understanding, or rather his position on this matter is giving it like us. We tend to believe that even Mwaura should have a strong stand, the government position, what they think. And in fact, the discussion is not on who is funding who is funding what. Because I've always said, those who are discussing who is sponsoring are just idle. The discussion is online. And the Gen Z have phones. They're in TikTok, they're in Facebook, there is Twitter. But the two platforms that are mostly used, I'm seeing Twitter and TikTok. So these fellows are using that platform. And this is just like for better part of yesterday, it was just, that is what has been trending. Now, if this thing is deep, because those who are looking for sponsors, they might also have to answer. Look at these two videos. This is Narok and Eldoret. People stopped music at midnight. You know, there was that understanding that at midnight you stop the music and now you do the chants of Ruto must go. So, are these also funded? Or even this person who is given money to fund, does he pay the DJs or club management so that it takes... There's one thing that government must appreciate is that the Gen Z are people that are in social media and they can trend things. So they're also tech savvy. So if it is about technology, surely you cannot say that, you cannot come out and blame and say that it cannot be executed by so and so because they are not probably according to you, that they must be funded. This, just amidst this story that has emerged, Nyakundi is posting. Division in the police service leads to confusion. Nation media reports that disorganization and lack of coordination within the police force are becoming glaring issues. Key meetings, which should involve the Inspector General of Police, Deputy IG, Director of Criminal Investigations Boss, and GSU Unit Commandant, among other top officials, have not been happening. There's one that happened yesterday for the first time. And these meetings are crucial for developing cohesive and response operation plan to be communicated to all levels of the force. However, the absence of these strategic sessions has led to confusion, outdated tactics, and poor handling of the ongoing protests. This is what they're saying. And I remember I did analysis here and I said, I saw the president meeting delegation from Haiti while back home we had a problem. Chris Sample responded in that story and said, this is correct. On Thursday, I spoke to a GSU officer in charge and he said every police unit deployed was taking instructions from their specific bosses, that GSU had orders not to fire but manage crowds. AP had 0 orders. Regular police orders were not clear as well. I will partly agree with that story of disorganization division, because if you look at what used to happen last protest where Rigathi would meet this chief, the person that has been meeting these chiefs was actually the deputy president. But I think the deputy president decided to keep off, and maybe that is why these meetings are not happening. Someone could have been setting a trap. I think someone was setting a trap to see how Rigathi would react. Would Rigathi take charge? You know, by that time, he was defending their government, and anyone who was coming their way really had to be rubbed wrong. So probably they were waiting to see if Rigathi would take a space. I want to emphasize on one thing. The messaging from now, I think, should also be integrating the justice for the two patriots that have lost their lives, Rex and Evans Karitu. I think there should be a lot of messaging on calling out. We are not doing enough. Yes, yesterday I personally made some efforts for Evans Karitu's story to be covered, and I'm glad the story ran in. I think by yesterday we managed to get some. I think around, we got Citizen, we got Nation, yeah. Actually, we got a very big coverage because that story had not been there was no piece that had been taken since the photos of Rex came out. They've been running Rex hashtags, and Evans one was left behind. No one was really talking about it. So we picked up that, and now we can see the media is taking up. I think we must emphasize the messaging on that. That is what strong democracies do. We must emphasize on the justice for the two. Otherwise, if it is left, if without the public push, then it's left for the parents, or rather the family circles. It might be more draining. It might not be very easy. Now, there are some four things I can see here. What's causing all this confusion, and that is why now government has resorted to these conspiracy theories. Like first you say Raila, Azimio, then you say civil society organizations, now you say foreign affairs or foreign forces. So you seem not even to have a stand, and you are even pursuing the wrong angle. You should not pursue who is funding, because that funding thing is a escape. This thing is in Twitter. How when you want to tweet Sai, this with the huge following, they can stop and some other people will do it. Yes, they can stop talking and some other young people will do it. So that Twitter is very vibrant. I think that is one thing we really have to appreciate. Now, division rocks police. I think the police system is infiltrated. The system infiltrated in the sense that there are those who are pro and there are those who are against. I say there should be good investigation that should be done on that tear gas canister. And the way it has been handled, there is a bit of that difference. Number two, I think the heavy global coverage on Kenyan protests was a game changer. Because when CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, when the international media is around, the way they're covering it, compare this to what used to happen, what happened last year, there is a big difference. And I think the issue of Gen Z has created it. And that's why from Tuesday, the Kenya Kwanza team tried to shed off the narrative that this was Gen Z, but it could not. I think people took it. By the time we were getting to Wednesday morning, the whole world was talking about a Gen Z revolution in Kenya. And I understand Tanzania is also taking that route. They're also heading to the streets probably tomorrow. So with that heavy presence, you don't want to take the risk because you don't know who is looking at you. And with those cameras and lenses all over, it has created a bit of it. Number three, I think there could be a division in the police because of this Haiti thing. Haiti, Biden has given 14 billion. The big question that no one is going to ask, but because we are bold, we want to ask, the police was given autonomy under the president gave a directive for the police to run their own accounts. So don't you think that money should then run under that police, or it should be managed from State House? You have to say pole pole. Where? So there is a bit of it, but I think the focus must not shift. The focus must not change. People must target to ask the right questions because that is what is going to help get the right answers. Thank you. So kindly let's support. I think if you send your contribution before Satisa, it will be better. I'll merge up. I'm really hoping we can get 50, but the deficit is around 21. Yeah, but kama tukipata 40 itakuwa sawa. We'll go there and represent us as Team Bold, stand with the family, solidarity to the family. Thank you.